Right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good morning. A beautiful day. Of course, today is October 7th, 2022. October 7th, 2022. October 7th, 2022. You know, Salon people, you see, what's happening that we country today? It's sad. It's pathetic. It's unfortunate. Enough for be so. You see, come record that the thing is why they say, what they talk about history. With Sierra Leone, waiting make we dey suffer like how we dey suffer like today. That because we don't respect history. We need to go back. History, comrade Kocha. You know, by the way, Cashbox and People's Power will join me hopefully later on in this program. Me and Comrade Dina Air Force. History, where you see it don't reach the point now that they go after the lawyers themselves. I mean, I want for see the kind of charges when they give at the Macaulay. For say waiting because it speak up as a lawyer. It tell the people of the constitutional rights for say they have a right to protest because now the last thing anyone remember now the last thing anyone remember for the arrest, you know that Monday. But you know, Comrade Culture would reach with the educational system in the country because you know now we can focus on back today. These guys, you know, free quality education, blah blah blah. Yeah. No, this is inside the constitution. It is the responsibility of the government for provide free education to in people them. So the thing wait for them a manifesto, they make a big promise like for say you have a responsibility. It goes to all the example all they give over the years. Hey, but Papa, you didn't house you take care of your picking. Not you for bluff. Now your responsibility. Now you born the picking. That just the same thing in the country. The people elect leaders them say, "Una go and go fulfill these promises. Una go fulfill the goals they have for we." That is your responsibility. You know, some people you look across Sierra Leone today. When you look at all of these arrests here, they released that yesterday. What did they happen? The basic essential services them. What did they for do for the citizens them for take care of their lives? The water crisis, the healthcare problems, the bad roads, the bad institutions them in the country. Instead of them fix their issues there for help family members them for able to survive and stay as a family unit. Look at what's happening in the country today. Coming to People's Power. People are dying at a very high rate. People die per poverty, brokat, puelat. Married woman, they left their man them right now because job not there. They happen. Look at the case of Seratel. Seratel, this guy, they don't strike, don't protest. For them to get better wage, better services. For over 8 months, they pay them people in there. So man, no, they Paris they lost their life there. You take people like that, Julius Spencer them. Now go back all the way under Julius Spencer, Comrade Kocha, where you look at everything that is happening. 98.1, Comrade Kocha, you know this better than I do. When Julius Spencer come out Nado and tell people and say, Ecomog don't redeem free talk, no man come out. When they know say not to be true, for use the people them as a shield, they kill hundreds of people that day. This man they make a minister of information. Now they then begin destroy Seratel.
Including copy ministers, not just people, including ministers, who you mislead.
Exactly.
And this same Spencer, that mean call for mob justice. So many innocent Sierra Leoneans, including military personnel, police, civilians, as collaborators, including Sec Mustabas, we make them mob justice, put tap on them, cut some people, them, burn them in the street like dog, whop up them with iron them and stone them like dog in the street. In this person, I call for mob justice. Then
but you see, that is why we talk about these things now. People like them, man, and they did in that country there. Not maybe they go put one of them committee or whatever nonsense for go talk about this PR system. One time the last time I was here for talk about PR system.
Now you say person you spend time and full of them. Now they all.
You see,
if you see we'll get the calls for January 6th. Now Spencer them bad word them and they tell you go check the tax report. 19.2 they say for ban that registration day. Or don't see over the years. We don't see back when government so don't see back the bad message on the same. When they do they not set so many ambush of people at the radio station when they arrest. Then they call you go to police arrest you, including Cedar at so many people in Ibrahim. So 98.1 from when they inform that radio station in the client, that's the way they talk hate messages them we make we lost so many saloons them in the day so.
Comrade Kocha, that is the point right there. That is why impunity. Yes, sir, people's power.
Yeah. Ibrahim, we talk about Seratel, the government-owned company headed by the president in brother. Prince Pio. Family way they listen. Prince Pio, now they manage Seratel. All their affairs. If Seratel succeed, now Prince Pio will get the praise. If they fail, na impact we will blame. But over the years, from we know SLPP take over governance in this country, we should say Seratel be do well before they come. When the APC government come, they ensure say Seratel they compete with other private companies. Where Seratel be do well, of course, communicator you be there. You see the way a man how Seratel be established. But when this guy come take over place, people come take over this place. Ibrahim, the workers them every other day. Seratel workers in the resign. They resign from the job without no salary, no benefits, no nothing. Na mother bio in border na in day na Seratel. Na in the head day. The SCC boss when a benke fala. And you know all the where they happen. Civil society organizations that they know. This guy don't mismanage that place. Nobody need to call him for come ask some questions. You know care, you know one know. He said my brother na the president. Now they get this country, now they own this country. Any they want for do, now they do. To go imagine how many workers they don't resign. Some people they don't go 8 months, 9 months. Ibrahim, the cleaner them and the messenger, they will not forget about them. This go they talk about people who don't go 8, 9 months. Now staffs them, now people who they work behind computers. Now technical staffs them, now staffs them where they make people and they communicate. Now staffs them where if they're not there, the communication will be very difficult for people in Seratel. Now that they go so 9 months because of the security them, the messenger, the cleaner, they don't go over 2 years without no salary, Ibrahim.
You know, people's power. You come off very dull. I don't know if you're far from your phone. Let you come closer to your phone a little bit, but you're making good points.
Yes. Okay, Ibrahim. Every day, governments they allocate resources to the Seratel. Every year in, year out. Right now, as I talk to you, so Ibrahim, government almost they conclude for the budget year in now the Ministry of Finance. For make all ministries, departments, and agencies them, then carry them money go, then carry them budget go to the ministry. For make the ministry go look them budgets and they approve it. Seratel don't trust their own budget go with them. They don't trust their own budget go.
Well, people's power. Let me. People's power. Let me tell you something, right? And by the way, we're not going to fight people's power. You just joined the conversation, so don't feel like you're pressured. You know, let's give an historical perspective because today, people's power, we can't talk about the educational system, but we just open up because we look the country. Sorry, people in life pathetic. So now we talk about these issues no more. Let people wake up. But given, like how you say, historical perspective of Seratel, anytime where SLPP kind of power, then they destroy Seratel. From Tijan Kaba in time, I make a say with Julius Spencer, who was the Minister of Information. Now the first man when they come, when they begin cripple Seratel, what do you do? Now the time they bring Seratel, remember? Then they begin cripple Seratel. So then take away the contract for the company self for where Seratel, you know, so that they're in charge of the international line. Then take and then get to all the company. So then cripple Seratel. Seratel was nothing. President Kurumakam. Where President Kurumakam, he carried the fiber optic system. They pass them all across the country. Like I say, Seratel be on the vibrant. People like Julius Spencer and in that country and they see them and they happen. Every time where SLPP come, who have the first person where they appoint for run Seratel. One guy already called for the Sanko. When I hear Marabio, they all be contest for the flag bearership at the SLPP party. For the Sanko, another guy then I put in charge of Seratel. Where the guy can do, what they can do, then go then load all kind of people in a Seratel, blot the wage in a Seratel. Some man in the pay 50 million. In all the the political appointees them 50 million, 80 million, 90 million. They begin cripple the organization. Now the guy came up say, hey bo, this for the Sako guy say, but this is how they do so. He say, I'm not going for run this organization, so this kind of aware. You know, he say if we continue for paying people a high salary, waiting for happen at the end of the day, he say we go cripple this organization, we're going for pay people themselves. And when the guy talk, now they tell they pull up, they bring Prince Bio, when a man be your own brother, where people's father mention so now. So this is what is actually happening. So for over 8 months, 9 months, almost 2 years, then guy not get salary, not get pay. Man and don't die, so man you have don't left farm. That poor lads they don't kill him. You know, across the country, ministries, agencies, departments, them the same thing with the military as well. People's power. So that's the thing we are saying. Every facet of that society, every person don't be affected. And this goes to the point we communicate they make. All 10 people they send message no more. Hey, na so. Una get what's up for a reason. We live in a free country. We live in a democracy. When former President Nkrumah be there, all man they talk, all man much sharp. And this is not the disgraceful part for Sierra Leone. Communicator. Now the disgraceful part is people's power. People be able to talk freely. If you be get that, you right, so you able to talk freely without nobody not going to harass you. Wait till make you not for talk now. This is the question we for ask ourselves. From the members of parliament, the civil society organizations, them, the religious leaders, them, every stakeholder in that country, we're supposed to help the people, for restore the freedoms of the people as enshrined within the confines of the Constitution. Section 25 said and get the protections to the expressions of freedom of speech. Section 26 said they have the freedoms to the expression of assembly and association. They have their freedoms for assembly and association. This is all enshrined and embedded in the Constitution. The Constitution protects the people. It said the people that get its sovereignty. The state belongs to the people. This is a fact. And citizens have a responsibility for make sure they stand up and speak up and protect this Constitution. Protect this democracy. We have to preserve the democratic rights of our people. That is what we're talking about there. Every citizen today, pass all man, they send message like corner. Communicate Luko, the Macaulay drive last Dubuya. You know, communicate Luko, this and come on, guys, go out there, put your message out. Let me say if you're and message them. Like they out there, we live in a free world. The days of Albert Magai. The days of Albert Magai is over. The days of Albert Magai is over. These are the days now where they live, where we get access to information easy. Then tell them the way Albert Magai, they tell them Creole people say Friday for where Africana. They don't know where the suit and tie and kind of our place. Taking advantage of the people. Those days, social media not there. People don't get side for go and vent out their viewpoints. Say to the rebel war, I reached Sierra Leone. There was no effective communication. We don't get social media. Social media should be a blessing to us because we use them effectively for disseminate information that is positive. We're going to open up the eyes and minds of people. Let people see how they come out. SLPP, since they came to power 2018, they don't take me back to 1964. The 1964 era now they pass inside Sierra Leone. So we now wait for wake up yet and see and smell this and understand where we are going. When they look at the arrest of lawyers now, then they begin arrest lawyers. Lawyers are not immune to prosecution. We see an American ISF where Donald Trump in bad lawyer them, but everybody see the work what they do. Then they go and threaten people. Then they rob people their money. They all so we see them. But these are lawyers that Sierra Leone. What you do? As a lawyer, it's a the Constitution. And he make them very clear, say people should be able to protest. Then go arrest the boy. Now they will now know for so. Because you don't know what it is. So I beat person. So I slap somebody in a corner, oh no it. But now you hear the charges now see. But for let a lawyer go sit on a TV, but you don't communicate. You see, brother Macaulay, from that after that protest, that August 10th protest, we're silent. Now I say this, then they get up. You remember I will tell you again the same thing with brother Siri Tunis, where we sit down with Lyle or Slima. When they talk, person they know say this, they play, they not afraid, they not scared. But when you talk or your activities or your posture, your body language, the way you express yourself, it not come out strong. It just come out like somebody were timid, somebody were scared. The next person they take advantage of that day because you don't see a weak prey, you see a weak feeble prey. And this is the same thing. Since that day where the Macaulay kept quiet, if you watch in social media activities, even for talk again, nothing was happening. Silent. Now I say this guy, they don't put him to a corner. They're going to use the August 10th protest for threatening him. They don't threaten him. That's threatening, they don't threaten him. So now make it all sit down quiet. You know, communicator, these are some of the issues we're talking about. Because as a lawyer, for not even committed enough for saying, you know what, I'm going to stand up to defend and protect our people. Our people, them, when they arrest, like I see them go release their people away. Lawyer Lasara don't write there. Lawyer Lasara do where they write for freedom people in there. Now they come every day when they talk and say, those people are in jails. Now the future you will see. Where do you want to apply? Where do you want to send go to Bones Island? Who do go fend them day? Who do go visit them day? Now future you will not see them. We don't see the caricature. We don't see the photo up. We don't see the videos. They don't go release them. Innocent citizens again exercising their rights to protest, exercising their rights when the democracy give them. Communicators, these are the issues we're talking about. You're talking about the MCC. You talk about civil liberties. With the MCC, then there's there they go sign a compact. These are all the issues we're talking about. Salon people, we country they go down the drains every day. People should be able to say, you know what? Enough is enough. When is that enough going to be enough? We wait for elections now. No, so 2023 they come now. Less than 259 days, I think, 259 days to elections. It come. A registration process. Look at the yonder. But today what we want to talk about the educational system. Because I know say you are robots there. We can bring in people's power. They will continue for flow to we topic of the day. Go ahead, comrade.
Thank you, Ibrahim. You see, this is a disgrace to each and everybody. Somebody call himself lawyer. I know what he make will get the bad situation. Ibrahim, I know I cannot forget the country, if Namibia or which country they need to be specific African country, when they arrest one lawyer. Who see the entire from judges now, magistrate that will be seen, they all take on the streets. That video be there. Wouldn't demand the government. Even not for arrest or not for release. Now, let the government tell them the reason for arrest lawyer.
Right. Now, Namibia or Malawi, maybe.
Namibia.
Okay.
Everybody come out. They see the address with the full kits. And judges now, everybody.
And comrade.
Then not to say what make a release. Why force to get in mind for who lawyer we don't commit felony?
Exactly.
Because no one is above the law. We don't commit felony. Because now when somebody commits felony, that's a humanity. The only thing for somebody we commit felony, like members of parliament, then mayors, then chairperson them. Now when they commit felony, they say they go not to say well, what you make force you Ola. They say the entire what you make for say not to say when I fall left, why you Ola force? Let the government key. Now we get a whole bad situation. We don't be politicized, it don't be tribalized, it don't be regionalized. We'll get them. They know the look then here. It will be a concern for each and every lawyer. Like I still remember when they hold Thomas More, who see Baptista Michael the champion. If you see they all go to the CID, go to court, over 40, 50, hundreds of lawyers and go because that's civil society. But we don't see because we follow the streets. Kudos to the same Mara. We anytime we something happen in the streets and talk something by calling things by their names. But I want to let each and every lawyer as I don't know say you life not safe anymore moving forward. Because this trajectory SLP don't accept so historically now SLPP now they make the beliefs is abusing power. Now the first party we stage coup in the opposition. When they know they lose the 7 election, Albert Maga go under the last night in Saming Anoma for arrest the governor by then we were so as the next prime minister. Now the first party Ibrahim we the stage coup in opposition. And then continue that until they finally succeed in 1992. We might have been a camp. We might have you talk. Not so we talk for an angle talk as been say been day. We as a became in 1996. And the same SLPP, any bad law they said Ibrahim, we turn to them, then they cry foul. They always a player will be saying they play foul, they don't play foul. So we don't see SLPP don't succeed for beat members of parliament in the House of Parliament, use them police and soldiers and go to parliament, beat members of parliament, they move them, pull them forcefully because they are imposed speaker of parliament. We don't see SLPP use the court for pull MPs, not a problem. But for go impose MPs, so by law, this constitution say if MP die or abstain from in office for 90 days, then for make a rerun election. For any case, the same thing we make them do rerun election. All the other where they pull the MPs then. The other 10 members of parliament. The same thing if when they for any reason they for do another rerun election again. The same thing make them do rerun election. Once they ever make them do rerun election, see they use the court for impose MPs in the parliament. Not to case right now. We don't see they use the police for humiliate people when politicians them like for me in the school. They use me both people like they invite me on a station. The whole members of parliament they lock them up. The whole chairperson they put them at jail like Castle with Yabo Sicily that only the Castle na rural area. Then they hold them they lock them in him. We don't see no councillors they put it in a cell. They put small party people them, they put it in a cell. Hey, Ibrahim, not a case. Not a case at all. Then we see the continuous abuse of power by the government and they use the courts. Now lawyers are not being old now. Lawyers them, they not sleep the embassy. People when they for defend the poor people and not be also. Ibrahim, you know say for big case, that way government go change or this kind of thing, we able to escalate this tension, no one can't for the this party. So God, if you believe it or leave it, Ibrahim will get for go also come out 21 years ago. Well, they're very close today. Now when they go hold something and see the government change, they put all the PMP in the parliament and say they're not winning election. They go just impose other MP and they I think we want to say for set bad law, bad. Albert Maga in 1964. It's not called the criminal libel law after the beginning of democracy. When they come on power, it make when you enter you keep quiet. You talk nothing again. It just vanish because you don't set a law. We miss it. You know for talk again. It just vanish every day. Now we don't see when the whole MPs them. We get for so many lawyers they get for go be members, get for go to jail. So many members of parliament get for go to jail, they refuse the bill. So many politicians get for go to jail, refuse the bill. Salo is heading to that angle day. Today, people in the jubilate. This thing not get that for those politics. This not get that for those party politics. This thing get for those with people in lives, with people in integrity, with people in freedom. If it's like goes to a television station, talk say protest their rights. Police to say for give clearance. Police for just go ask them say we need security. Not the police they determine when they are now pulling for protest. Now the people determine the protest. They say they pull the rights. They don't talk case. We don't know case. We don't know the case. So what we are we about? Now that's August 10 now don't talk which hunt. August 10 don't talk which hunt. Then you just don't want to call anybody. So in a part of August 10. So if the law has not safe again, would that safe as Salud Ibrahim? Absolutely. Now MP they not safe again. Next year they not get chance. Mayor they not safe again. Politicians are not safe again. Now if the law is not safe again, would that safe again? Let them tell would that safe again? Then this is no secret. SLPP the only thing they achieve this year now for jail now for Caste into crisis. Then they will achieve. Not a secret. No know that this today.
Absolutely.
This arrest and detention, the only thing they achieve now for Caste people and go in crisis.
Absolutely.
Period, Ibrahim. So let them tell we when this thing they done, this madness they done. Let them tell we what they want to achieve. When I want for the best alone, like how Sudan divide, we don't say no go the south and the north no go work together, so divide South and Sudan. That's what I want. It's fine. If we want like lot of people end up for suffer like they suffer over 24 years on that Caste era, it's fine. Because when I want, would they actually accept all? Because if the people in back, we don't at the other side. We don't have supporters, sympathizers, members. We don't have lawyers who are from the southeast. We don't know them say a wrong, a bad. When I believe it or I leave it, then go kind of salon. Then the whole judge will and judge the case or magistrate say, hey, this man, when I go put in a cell, it happy. We know it too far. Salon they go in the salon the way they go so. I don't know. I think the only thing that I got to get for canon can't save the country because the people in SSF now too much complain. Oh, they come. Let me can run big now. With all the respect, we are on say down 1 minute would do, 2 minutes would do at the center of you. When I make a let them know say, una the people now say when I say don't feel threatened. Because na face of health not safe anymore. Because all the talking of facing are still with the makeup. We don't play posting audio we send to me. But while on una self talk and let the share and viral, let them know say the people of Sierra Leone, they're not tired, they're not fed up with this kind of child's play. This play by people in life, the mortgage people in life, they play people in integrity, they're not tired. They're not tired. The politicians, Ibrahim, historically now the people in the suffer. The less privileged them. But I tell you something this time around, if they allow something to happen, then go pay the price. Who knows on a day by area and who knows on how on a build out on a do to the family there. If we have to accept staff, for a family left enjoy the wrong and lie this time around. No, they pay the price, not to people to pay the price anymore.
Absolutely. You know, Comrade Koita, and People's Power, talk to me on this. You go know more about this People's Power. A whole generation of SLPP supporters go seek refuge in Liberia since 1968 when Albert Magai lost power. Talk to me about that People's Power because now they would reach so back. Because if person come again like a Shaka Stevens, I support Shaka Stevens 100%. What thing happened? We know the story between 1967 and 68. 3 counter coups. We don't talk here over and over. Myself, Comrade Koita, People's Power as well. We talk here over and over. Because of the bad laws they were, but Magai don't pass. It no say me if I lost power, a problem for me and a problem for me people. A whole generation of people, they na Liberia, Sierra Leoneans, Mende people to be specific, we run away from them and they're ready for cancer alone again. 30 days and go build refuge in Liberia, then they claim Liberian citizenship, then they claim Sierra Leonean citizenship. We know that. Waiting do because of bad precedents. People's Power talk to us. Thank you. You know, so I don't know if People's Power still live to comrade, but let me People's Power you with me?
Yeah, Ibrahim, dear.
Right. Yeah. You want to take her from that front here? Bad politics, they like it what in the happens on salon. Now the same to make them people run away. I don't know if you hear me all this time while they talk.
Definitely, loud and clear.
Got you. Go ahead, my brother. Flow from there for we. Let's give some people an historical perspective.
You know, this country, just like what they talk, what happened in 1968, we the SNPP political party, then bring all the bad laws them now this country. We then lost them. They later Shaka Stephen K use then lost them. They hunt them. So we just want for tell people them say reference now for make you learn from the past, and when you learn from the past, then you will know what you have to do in the future. Now I make we draw some of their references there, so make people them Sierra Leoneans that they understand say we not just want for bring their references there. We draw waiting happened in 1968, waiting happened all the years them. We Albert Magai and Milty Magai them be in government. We that then be the head of administrations then at this country. We that then be the president then, and then be the prime minister, and then be the ladies country. Then bring bad laws them na this country for ensure say, then cripple and silence the All People's Congress Party, and even citizens them Sierra Leoneans them we get the voice for talk to them, bring them bad laws then they. So and my brothers and my sisters them we na southeasterners them we then at the southeast. When they see the bad laws the way they come now, like the cybercrime law, the cybercrime way President Bill don't pass. When they see the bad precedents the way President Bill don't bring come now this country, don't come and remove 10 members of parliament, pitch them, come and replace them with the members of parliament the way the people and the electorates and the constituents them. They don't vote for them people and they come and can't replace them. We don't see that one day. We don't see suicide continuously, persistently in the old stakeholders within the All People's Congress Party. It puts them behind bars, puts them inside prisons, puts them inside cell. We see civil society them where they come and speak for the people. We suicide this government. The old civil society they put them behind bars. We see latest, of course, Ade Macaulay. We all see who side it now. All of them things they are so happy. Now Mother Bill in making now the SLPP government. Now then they create all this. Now they make all the things they are so. Una way na the young people away na the SLPP. Una way na the southeastern and the way they eat, when they drink. We don't know nothing what this SLPP do show. Una self, una get the same responsibility. You get your handle a phone. You make if in a 1 or 2 minute audio, you make them and send them to the entire world and tell the world say we're not happy the way our Mother Bill they continuously they arrest people them, they continuously they suppress and oppress Sierra Leoneans them. Get that right there as citizens for make that audio. I think say if we get people in Kenema, we get hundreds of people in Kenema do that kind of audio day. We get hundreds of people in Nabo and Kailang, Pujong, Baltimore, all of them places then they get people where they do their audio then they where they tell the government say no, what they do so you know right, you know fine that things then they all we get them people and the multiple of them people and then we get them then do their audios and I think say the SLPP go minimize. But of una way at the southeastern and the many people to be specific. Every day people they cry out say now one tribe they employ, now one tribe they get una need they come and defend, una need they come and talk. Una self need they come and exploit that, which means waiting we don't they talk over the years, now the fact, now the reality. But one thing where I want to say all them bad laws there we Mother Bill bring come so this registration, all the things then they. If I tell you, Ibrahim, waiting the happen at the registration, now one constituency 119, one guy the way where they call Senesi Tarawali Ibrahim. Now the guidance the way they make registration so difficult for people. Of course, in the coordinator now that constituency day, that guy they make they victimize people and they intimidate people. They make policemen and they push people. Just imagine now the registration center them. Which all entire way they do so. Una way then at the southeast, una they see all entire way they happen. Una way na SLPP people, una they see where una parents them. Then they as ministers, ministers, head of power status. Now una picking them. Now then they work. Now then different registration centers them. Una all way don't intimidate people. This not just one name way I just called. Sanesi Tarawali. This not just one name. We get a name, I get an address, I get a picture, I know in society, as I be in wealth, in everything about how we know. So then guys here they complain them with evidence system, we get them, all of them things they are so already happen. Ibrahim Communicator and Cash Box. We know we don't take note of all that here. So wait till we want for advice Mother Bill. We know what for long we go into 1968 waiting we don't happen where Albert Magai and Milty Magai they ensure say they bring this country, they want to take this country to tribal. Now many people no more than they did at the office system. They can put all the Creole people them now the office system come and put them many people them. All of them can think steady. We see who say Shaka Stephen come and enforce the laws them. Where it means where Albert Magai come and do their laws the day. Shaka Stephen come and enforce their laws the day. We see who say all the assembly people they run away. They go like this, Uda go like this, Uda go Ivory Coast, Uda go Guinea. They all they exile themselves. We don't want for that one then they happen again. Where governments get for change. So una set now the young people within the SLPP, una get responsibility for tell una leader them, warn una leader them, advise una leader them, tell them say this country not belongs to many people. This country not belongs to one tribe. This country belongs to Sierra Leoneans. We all get the rights for let we live now. We all get the rights for let we vote and let them vote for we. We all get the right for freedom of speech. Now make the 1991 constitution. We all know say yes. And never mind, a lot of people they come today concerning that constitution day. But one way I can say everybody don't benefit from that constitution day. Now I can always tell people say Momo now the father of Democrat. Team Momo take which hand is Kuma can do, believe me. Abraham come with Twitter and cash box. The SLPP government no will ever do that one day. You see who side the SLPP government continuously and they go and arrest people. Nobody know they na the APC where the SLPP not victimize. You think body the chairperson at Tonkolili, they not all are put inside prison. They not victimize them. You see the mayor na McKinney, of course, we all know what he go to. The chairperson at the Western Wuhan, Casual and Cole, we all know what he don't go to. The mayor of Freetown, of course, we all know what he don't go to. The honorable Abdukabo, the Mwame Banku them. We all know what them and they don't go to. A lot of other members of parliament them, where we no go mention the name they are. We all know what they don't go to. Now as I talk to you, so APC councillor, we not eat, we not eat by the name of Shepherd to where they call ICT. Right now as I speak to you, the day bars. If we go if they get an invitation for go na the UN summit, they come, they arrest them na the airport. They say the man in August 10. Everybody then they go hold for this August 10. Then where they happy, so we know say Southeastern and they quick them come on do for make them go for demonstrate. If you know able for demonstrate now, then at the Southeast, the way they buy fuel yesterday, not also they buy it today. Then at the Southeast, the way they buy yesterday, not also they buy it now. You not come out now for demonstrate. I will say now when government get for change in 2023, we not get demonstration again at this country. You as a civil society, you get the opportunity now for let talk. Get the opportunity now for let condemn. You get the opportunity now for let question the government. Una na the moral cannot trust them. Now una for talk. Una need to talk. Una the different government. Una they keep una self quiet. Where government get for change. Don't have say you get civil society organization again. Then journalists them. Now different radio and television station them. Now una for talk. Now una for point out the things them. Now una for unact the things the way government they do. The bad things them. All of them things them una for stand for una people them. When I say the government will give us subvention, the way government change now, when I want for car rights, when I want for car talk now on a radio and television station there. No, that time then they could not pass. So all of una, where they advise, una when I the religious leaders them, when they see them bad things here where they happy, when they see Mother Bio, the way in the country go, the way Mother Bio they continue for the arrest citizens in this country, then religious leader they are, they talk, then they hear, then they see, all of them things that where they happy. When government change tomorrow, the same religious leaders they also they go and come begin for talk. When I know they get no platform again for talk. When I know the artists and the musicians them, when I be the singers today, up and down, when I be the talk, when I be the old press conference them, when I be the old meeting them, when I be the old rally them, when I they sing all kind of music. Today from moment that you come, when I all keep when I say quiet, when I all lost silence, nobody need to sing, nobody need to talk, no press conference. Everybody just stay in a little corner, then they storm, then they watch Mother View. Where government get for change, one of them musicians they are, one of the artists they are, when I know say finally, no way, no day for when I gain at the country for sing. Because now when I get the opportunity for sing, when now they go and arrest people and then phone them. We get police officers that Abraham congregate and at this country. Then they hold you, then go arrest you, take your phone again, go begin watch. Hey, you get this person message, this audio then at their phone, this and that, so, they take it, pop, they arrest you. So una not see them lost them, no matter bio, I bring them lost them though, you get for each time you guys at this country. Anybody who they use phone at the Southeast, now it will be problem for them. Because we don't sue some matter, we don't bring law, then the old posse no more, they arrest them. They only phone them, they check them. Even inside the military, Ibrahim, then they do them. Then the old people they phone them at the military. Then begin check them, phone them. Then begin watch them, phone them. Inside the police, they up in the inside the prison, they up in the fire force. All the security forces them. Then they check people and phone them. Then they watch people and phone them. If they get any message, then things see how they happen soon. When I not say now the same things that will be happening in 1968, where they come and hold to the back, and then same things they are now they get for hold to in the future. When I see the cyber crime law, when I see how they go hold people and phone them, when I see how they go take people and put them where you team up naked, they say you don't get right for team up naked, they take you pop, they go put you inside prison, they jail you for 2 years. Where you talk say and it's man I build this school, and it's man I build this teacher, they only pop, they go put you inside jail. So una accept that the Southeastern and them, when government get for change, when the time they for come, nobody no get right to talk any good thing where Mother Biobi don't do. Nobody, because if you talk any good thing where Mother Biobi don't do, na crime, na the same crime where this boy na
Michael Masare,
na that same crime that he commits. Michael Masare, na the same crime Michael Masare commit. For let Michael Masare say, this stadium here, na Neskoma, na make benefit from this. Na build this. Wetin dem go do? Dem go give am allegation. They say he get wetin. He live na he goes. He no forget marriage na he goes. Now because he go talk about the stadium where Neskoma be. And you self when a Southeastern and when they listen to me so, where government get for change, you no get no rights. No rights, no the way you get for talk the good things them where Mother Bio don't do. Because if you talk the good things them where Mother Bio don't do, equally.
And now, people say, allow make a clear say, no do no good thing. Oh, naturally, Mother Bio do inside these 6 years, 5 years. But just in case, I got your point. I got you, bro.
Sometimes Mother Bio don't do good thing for them. Na Kailau, na Pujong, na bought for my house. Sometimes we don't build water. If you can't be talk say, this water na Mother Bio don't build them. No say that crime you don't commit all. Because the same crime where Michael Masare commit, you self don't commit that same crime day. So them presidents today, we not self get the responsibility now. We not the SLPP supporter them. We not the SLPP sympathizer them. We not believe in the SLPP. We not come now and begin condemn Mother Bio. We not come now and begin tell Mother Bio say this way they do a wrong. We see Mother Bio they go now to the southeast. They go pull school. Begin and do. Begin when not reach the ages for register. When not reach the ages for vote. Now today they go campaign. Now now see how useless this man is. This man not get sense. You imagine Western they go campaign to begin them. Class 1 begin them. Class 2, class 3, class 4, 5, 6 begin them. Every time when they go down this. Any survey go that day, the whole of that day, the school in the day. No school, no exam. They would pull all the school begin and I know. They go put say understand. They say Mother they can't talk to them. Now because you don't get the message. You as a leader, you don't need for go. Now you development, now for talk for you. Now you wear a man and you policy system, that then they talk for you. A lot of other things that we now in the southeast, where we not for condemn, where we not for point at, we not the point at them things that they not they see what they have been, we not they see the where they kill people them. All man they happy, we not they glad. But hey, now one thing I alone I know, a lot of the ministers, deputy ministers, head of parastatals, the leaders that are the SLPP, they get passport. They get diplomatic passport, they get away for travel, they get away for runaway. But you that police officer, you where they use for go victimize, go arrest people, habitual arrest. Then they use you. You don't even get passport. You don't even get time for sleep. Then they use you. Tomorrow, that minister don't use you so they get for left you. They run away. Now you go face the law. Now you go face justice. You and that military officer, where then they use for victimize people then they use you for intimidate people that minister how they use you, they get passport. That minister they in fact na citizen in UK, na citizen in the United States, na citizen in Canada. That minister they go left you tomorrow, he go away he go, he left your parents then I so. You know the same SLPP supporter them, where the head and the beds, the bad things them, where them ministers they are, the SLPP big man they are, what then they do? You are the common man, you don't even get ID card. You don't even get birth certificates. Now you remember forget birth certificates. When they go say, hey, tomorrow I said people don't lost election, that minister will go away. You not go even get passport for go Guinea. You don't go even get passport for go like that. So now the moment is now, when you for sit down, you reflect your mind, you begin advise yourself, you begin talk to yourself. You say, you know what? Let them politician they don't use you. Then go left you now. This politician then go left you. And if that politician they are left you, the law owe you, the law bet you. Believe you me, you will spend the rest of your life inside prison. So now we get the opportunity for advice now. Now we get the opportunity for talk to now. Make una listen. Let una not allow la ilo estima for use now. Like my family members then abeli de pa belle so and they carry and go every 1-2 months, they give a scholarship, every 1-2 months, then they give them diplomatic passports, they all they go. You know how they go team up for them, you know how they go stand for them. You know get diplomatic passport, you know get passport, you know get ID. When not they follow left this country, where government there for change. You know how they go and point people them. Say this is the APC, now then they are the protest. You know one day travel no country. You don't sabi anything about documents. Now you they go and point people them. You said tomorrow, they get for point you get for face the law, you get for suffer equally. They can't be said possibly the suffer so. So we advise now at the Southeastern area. SLPP people them, we not be careful. We know whether the northerners them, whether na SLPP they use now. For long I go victimize people at the north. Lord I go beat people them. Lord I go deprive people at the north. Make them not register. We know when the northerners the day. We sabi una, we know una, we sabi una picking them, we know una wef them, we sabi una address them, we get una videos them, we get una photo them, we get everything about una. When the time and the hour get for come, una self get for face the law. Because in any time Ibrahim come the quote and cast box, when the APC then a power, we not see any minister at the SAPC when a Southeastern at them, when the tell Southeastern for let them beat them, the Southeastern abroad at them. Ibrahim, I don't want to sit down there. All the ministers they all don't get. Now the APC, when a Southeastern at them, believe you me, come request, of course, you know, they know one they go beat the people them. They know one they go advantage the people them. They know one they go do bad to the people them. In fact, that job then they give them, then they encourage them. But the Northerners, Ibrahim, then they use the Northerners, man, they call Northerners, they tell them, say, you know what, the Northerners, they register at election. Una go and do all kinds of things for no more. Let them not register an election. Let them continue for day na power. But una no say na Lord the Lord all the things that they wanna do so. Una don't exactly. Una don't do the wrong things the way the Lord is front. Over to you, Ibrahim.
You know, thank you, People's Power. You see, People's Power, these guys, they don't want the young people and the youth them for prosper. That is why they continue for do all in they do. And then this goes back to the educational system. But you know, Comrade Kocha, Salon people, you know, now we talk small about the education system today. We don't give like this backdrop historically, again, perspective. We will continue for reminding us some of these things. You know, when you look at where the young man them, 18, they turn 18, you know, at least before June of June 24, 2023, next year. So man, they turn 18, you know, then get for the first time for them for vote. You know, they're not able to get that right there for them vote, their constitutional rights, and you know, for let them vote. You know, comrade, let me just pass through security real quick.
Okay.
Good morning, guys. What's up? What's up? Big man, what's going on, man? How y'all doing? Awesome. All right. Okay. Yeah, so you know, some people them. So we look at all of these situations. We say we go back to the educational system, like how they say. People say I don't tell we a lot now so about how they take advantage of people them. You know, Comrade Kocha, President Kuruma, what he can wait and do with the educational system, you know, and with everything, with the economy and everything. Now the responsibility of a government, not to Baku talk, not to big talk, but now in hindsight 2020, where they look back now, we don't know say governments in Africa just because the people their mind very frail. We memory span is very short. People don't remember, you know. If fight for the talking thing there again and again, and you forget leaders them, you forget, you know, you ministers the way they appoint their governance. These are people who for able for they come out constantly and even for reach out to the less privileged Sierra Leonean for let them understand the benefits of some of these things here. So what they talk about, you know, people like Albert Magaide, when they became in the 1960s, the 64 to 68, they don't focus on the educational system. They focus on tribalism, nepotism. When President Kuruma came, he focused on the educational system. So that is the kind of leaders they want to look for. What did President Kuruma do? Hey, the school feeding program, it has always been there. You know, the subsidization of the education for pay people in school fee, it always done the day, it do it not been a manifesto promise. It inside the constitution, say the government for do for people them. So President Kuruma they do them they feed people them. Now you look at this guy, then come and say, hey, free quality education, blah 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 blah, all that nonsense. What they can do? What they can do is free quality education. The program also focus not only on government schools and government assisted schools. You know, they even touch the community schools them. So that village, they never gonna see them picking them where they go school and then they canoe. They because the benefit that they even reach them picking in other parts of the country. Now so chap then guy they had the plan, the whole thing, the whole plan. That chap no in thief. Excuse me for 1 second there. But that is what is actually happening. Now that did it happen. The old game about this free quality education, and thief and corruption. Lie. You know, they reach the people away for rich. Communication and people's power. The other day I pulled a video where they talk about Leicester community. Finally, now recently, where some people in the diaspora, then, with the help of our organization at all, then they build a structure for that school in the Leicester community. That school in Panos. Leicester in the capital city of Freetown. Leicester. Panos. They're picking and they go school panos and so when they wound themselves, you know, because when they pass there, the pan cut somebody. This bobo na TV, then they open down, they give papa millions of dollars in contract. This David Shenge bobo. He didn't have Facebook, he talk guy, one for talk, they write what he want for right, they lie by this educational system. But go look at them village them, then towns them. When I go see them picking and they suffer when they suffer, then they pay teachers them. Again, the whole program, if it's already established, they just come and can capture and make a like seem like for say now SLPP agenda, and the fact of the matter remains not to SLPP agenda with the educational system. It be already done there with the APC. Then Catholic people and they support the school feeding program, and the school feeding program be not established not to SLPP car with them, but they can capitalize on them because the APC as a political party and as when they be in governance, nobody come and feel say they for can't tout them in there. Nobody feel say they for come and talk about these things. They feel say no more. When they do work what they do, when they the responsibility of government for take care of them people. So when you go upline, not only government and government assisted schools, then they take care of them community schools them as well. Now the provinces inside the heartland of Sierra Leone, then village one remember 2-3 villages go come together, then get one school. Then picking on the worker 8 miles, 10 miles for go school. The government say, you know what? Then girl picking them. Now the pregnancy rates begin high. Then girl picking the get belly. Because angry belly self they make girl picking and go astray. So now any government see they say, you know what? No feed them picking at school. If picking on full, you don't go for take away, you know, that picking they from your own, you know, comfort zone. You don't go for use and abuse that picking because the belly full. The human mind. Mature people except that the country they like today come the cash box and people's power will testify to this. People they pass up and down per beggar. Let alone when you belay angry, waiting not in you belay, you brain not a function. Now he make Africa like I did like today, then they use Africans continue for use we like and they use we. Now the former president Koroba seen at the educational system. Instead of picking they go school they hungry. They don't walk a long distance them. Then they come out school they hungry. Let feed them picking there. All of these were things what the APC do. Now make I tell anybody in a salon again. If you when you become president in that country today, you want for make sure say you want people them around you when they are vociferous and people get for when they talk. Not what people when they sit down and say when they walk will not talk. Africa until we empower with people, lift them out of that terrible educational poor standards when they do like it today until people get access to information easily, internet today easily. Look what's happening to Alfred Peter Cote guy when they go apply, they go and fool with people them because some of them people even say APC get case na court. Some of them people even say former President Koroma then drive them at the party. They don't even say Payasane then drive them at the party. They don't even say then dissolve the executive. They don't sabi the language how they talk so. So this is the problem that they take advantage of the people again and again and again. So the free quality education they talk about, one, it is in the constitution. Not up to you for being manifesto promise. And then at the constitution say, section 9, subsection 2A and B, it said the government for provide free quality education for its citizens them. And for also provide adult illiteracy programs them. Adult illiteracy program here in that country, when the government they sponsor them, apart from a private organization, they're not there. So these are all the things I want to talk about. But you know, I'll bring you in. I see Cash join me as well.
Yeah. We're just talking about free quality education. You know, sometimes again, let we kind of like what you just say. Something just kind of mean. What is the definition of free? You know, if something free, you know, like kind of like they give people.
Imagine this stuff. Let's be on ISF talk when the BBC with the interviewer say that they pay like £7, like for a year for school fee in every country. $7, not even £7, $7 in right. You know, let me think. Our salon people, let me think. What's in I realistically free? In a way, I give the cow and hold the rope. How you go sit down Like now you say you pay for picking at 70,000, although it lies in at $500 in the pay. 70,000, okay, maybe it's the feeding and everything included. So we don't say that 70,000. But how you go give people you know this not the slavery mentality where we leaders and they put with people. Because if they give people a free education now people are not even get job. You don't even create job opportunity for the picking them papa. So in other words, picking them something they respect their parents anymore. Because they see and say picking papa don't get job. You know, school are the money that they feed me. That's if I know in all the school that they feed them. This is the problem. Because you get school set now that the country where we say teachers said they go pull money in the hand. School set across the country. People in the Nigeria picking a lodge. How you go talk about free education? Papa don't get work. Mama don't get work. Business to the flow of the country. Everything not tight. Is that realistically free? Sorry, comrade.
Okay.
The thing is, actually, you know, the people do not see where President Bibi don't talk say. Each parent they save $500 for a picking per year. So if you get 4 picking, they save $2,000. Then yes, still they don't even understand. See, this school fee they not for each and every school as alone. Now few schools them, the government school and government supported schools them only. Then they get this this is a free education. The community not equality inside. We don't see videos them who say picking is grown. Then they take exam. We don't see videos who say picking the sing, slide and direct help. We don't see videos now where you see picking the crossword. So let's say they go for go to school. We don't see videos. This recently when in the school water they can go. We don't see videos of schools where they close, where they say don't always say good and sleep they sleep. Yes, still they say they talk about human capital development. As they talk say they human capital development. And the best thing for campaign. Was that having a strength? I didn't know do nothing. So people say,
you see this point we make. I'm sorry for cutting you off. There is a huge vacuum now with country. You know, if you talk to anybody right now, most people the way they talk to, most of them picking and go private school. I guarantee you, Ibrahim.
That's a fact.
And People's Power. I believe 30% of picking them that country right now they go private school. 30%. You know, especially in Freetown. You know, Ibrahim Comrade and People's Power, the vacuum we get now, do we really know almost picking them in a salon? Where they like the secondary school down to primary school? Because when you look at it now, President they tell you say that 3 million people they enjoy the free quality education. How many people we get in the country out of 7 million people? How many people like get from class 1 to SS1? Do we actually know those figures? Now this guy is just kind of like telling us 1 minute the president will tell you about 3 million, the other second the minister tell you say that 2.5 million. Do we really know? And then amongst them, the number of people that were there in the country, almost they go private school. Almost they enjoy this thing. All these informations are now black out. Nobody in the CM except the government. They tell us what they want to tell we. They tell the international community what they want to tell them. Nobody cannot go beyond that black kids day. That cover blind way they don't put there. We cannot even see beyond waiting and they tell we. We don't even get mind for go ask. Parliamentarian like me now. We don't want to go, we don't want to go. Nobody need to see, nobody need to cross-check these figures and say, okay, let me know. Because the number of what they quote, that money didn't go to eat. Some man they way right now when they make money, we don't talk millionaire out of them picking they had the aid. The picking they enjoy the benefits of, but some man don't talk millionaire in dollars out of them picking they had the aid.
Absolutely. You know, it's very, you know, it's just shameful. And Cashbox, when you talk about the millionaires, then Bokuna, the Ministry of Education, they, of course, from the David Shenge Kandong, how much money we are you say give Papa for contract? That first $2 million. You remember that first $2 million? Now the Yeriwa other guy, that Idris John guy, they talk about said that $4 million, but I don't know where that $4 million come up, but we know from the Auditors General report said $2 million will begin Papa as a you know, conflict of interest. How Papa and Pikin they go run
as a consultant.
Thank you. Thank you. David Schengen no say in America that kind of thing not go fly. Pikin they work organization where they go give Papa contracts. Likewise Papa and Pikin, they all to the jail there where they know that they boy there, they know them here. Now the sad part Sunday.
Ibrahim, you not pass it in the future. He get for happen. You not pass it. Then guys, you get for account of all them on here. You not pass it.
People's power, not with this kind of opposition. What is so like today? These guys will compromise with these people eventually. When we're gonna push for prosecution, now we're gonna no more. Then wait for push the leaders them with they. But you know, Cashbox and People's Power and Communicator, you said something again, and this goes back to the educational system. You know, you can say whatever you want to say, Cashbox. Now make me believe say like I tell now, Cashbox Communicator and People's Power. 2028. If you be say Dr. Samora Kamara not only win the next election, we will not say they win 2023 elections, then hopefully we'll get a chance for 2028. Because if you can't get 2028 form, me I contest against Dr. Samora Kamara. And me, if I win that presidency in that country, education, that one school system, they will break and down. We have to go on this day, you're not minister, you're not president, you're not permanent secretary, you're not whatever you are. We all picking and go to private, government school. All private schools will close up. We'll shut them down.
Ibrahim, we don't have to wait till 2028 for your aspiration to come true. I think this is a message where everybody in that country they for begin to run with. Let we first look. The democracy belongs to us, Ibrahim. The people. Let's try to get these politicians and say, "Una get una begin and go." And I tell you, Ibrahim, the day we don't even need policy. The day when presidents begin, ministers begin, and they begin going to government schools, and they tell you, we schooling system, they change that country.
Absolutely.
It change. So it is not even the time for say, oh, let me wait until Ibrahim come or someone. No, let the people start to kind of like propagate this message.
Kashi, exactly.
Everybody begin going to government school.
Exactly.
Ibrahim, look. You school government school. I don't know, since the primary school days, you were too poor for go private school. Like who school when we go? Who school People's Power? Now here you go. And you know, come here, now government school you go. We all na government school. Let me tell you, like most of the people are like, go take the only one they did when are lawyers, doctors, and all that in the day. Since they not reach 2% of them will go private school.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It can be done. We get the people and we get the aid in that country. We get the teachers and motivate. How you go pay teacher 1.5 million? Then right now for each now host for months, family of 4, now about 3 million you need. But you pay somebody 1.5 million. You expect that person there for survive and for focus?
You know, Cashbox, you said something about that teacher.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I just want to let Cashbox know see. The president in Pekin, they go to the British International School. All team Pekin, any one of them Pekin, they now $30,000 United States dollars for the year. Any one of them Pekin, they $30,000. Tida and Amina, we can for them. You will imagine that Ibrahim, this now $60,000 United States dollars for two Pekin and no more for the year.
Picture that.
Convert that money into leos. Let you see how many schools them, how many classrooms, how many toilet facilities go there in a school them. How many Sierra Leoneans can go benefit from that 60? And not to matter how you picking and no more go. You get people away now minister as them picking and they go to the British International School. Then they pay 30,000 United States dollars for the year. No minister, no day, head of power states away in Pekin. Then they go for that free education. But yet still, you get the SLPP people, especially the Southeasterners. Then get them tired in the Sidon, they say, no, President Bio don't do well at the education. This man don't do well at the education. In Pekin, and only they go there. Ibrahim, you know what the guy do? You know what they do, Cashbox? You know, say, when they go to that summit, that education summit in the United States, you know what they do? Then take them minister picking them, deputy ministers, head of power status, them money man picking away they enjoy with a private school and they go. Now then guy thought they can go na United States of America. Now then they go use them, go showcase. They say that they picking this where they go government school. Ibrahim, then check then you picking them. Then you picking them where they go the British International School, the Amon, the international schools, them big schools. Now this country, now they're picking them, you picking them. Now they touch, they load them at flights. They take them go. They not take that picking where they go St. Augustine. They not take that picking where they go Trinity. They not take that picking where they go SLMB, where they go Ahmadiyya. They not take that picking where Cashbox time primary school where go. They not go take picking and they go take, they you picking there. Now they load the flights. Take, they you picking them. As my James, they picking them. Take them go. I'm telling you.
Ibrahim, people's power. You know, there is pride. Trust me. Like if I for me go private school and say they have for me regret. Because like now we just see old boys them at different schools them. Look, I mean talking about it, even tomorrow, me like you and I, like Edwards gets business now. Yeah, like we dinner and dance, you know, where we can do every October. There is pride, you know, that's so we all can where we tie the soul, you know, there is pride. Ibrahim, almost minister picking you go to school with. Where you be the go school? Like me, I go and so many ministers speaking in the way I go school with. We all the jam waste that class.
Right.
We all the eat bread abobo, bread beach. We all the go to Pap Sam. You know, people spell, you know, you didn't appeal, you know it's in like, oh, not, you know, high school laboral man, sorry. Like, we all the go to Pap Sam, we all the go to cookery, we all the get together, we all the jump na berry gun, we all the go to Bomen. We all the do that. Minister picking them. Once a day, when they can carry them, but to call like, okay, all let's say around between. Where's the minister picking camp? Now that benefits no more we can get. They free we all. But you see, Ibrahim, like joy day when you go inside the school there, private school like get in there, all man. That's how you can go school and they get business. You go see the grammar school, you go see the college, you go see the Prince of Wales, see the academicians. You know there is pride in doing that. All the things they die slowly because Boku people have always they go to private school them. There is pride in being in those schools, Ibrahim.
You know,
I'm telling you.
Let
me revive this thing again.
Yeah, the danger behind this thing, now the classism, now they would introduce what they call classism, where you take like a place like India and get a caste system. So basically, education don't become a caste system to where the least amongst us, not waiting for afford private school, then at the government schools, then beginning they suffer they, you know, then they by the grace of God, by God like mercy.
Let's allow people they know, Ibrahim. Let's allow people they know, and this nothing the way we get for the tell people them. We get for the tell people them every day. Especially the SLPP people in the southeastern region. The school the way mother be picking in the school. A fine law now they know all that here you go pay $30,000 for one green picking, and then two Tida and Amina you pay $60,000 for the all two. Almost 1 billion use.
Thank you.
Almost 1 billion use.
Nana, you talk.
Almost 1 billion every year.
Nana, you talk. Let them understand. But you know people's power.
1 billion use. Look that picking there.
People's power. It's not almost 1 billion. It is 1 billion 20 million. 1 billion 20 million.
Thank you.
It's 1 billion, not even almost. Dollar is 17,000 euros now. It's about 1 billion 20 million.
That's it. Thank you very much, Casport. So famulem. When I hear two picking them normal, two picking them Chida and Amina, then they pay over 1 billion leons every year for the school. Not so much in the two. Not so much in the ito, not so much in the wero, not so the fear law, security no de other things the medical no de now waiting the fees number when they pay for Amina and Chida over 1 billion leons. You were then about when the club will say when I not get sitting accommodation on a school step. When I the crumble na pujong, when I the talk say the teachers are not free for approve them. When I know they get job, when I know they get books, when I know they get uniform. Ibrahim come request and Casport when I don't see them video then they. This is just two picking them all over 1 billion over 1 billion euros. And they pay for them. Then two picking here. When I calculate, when I time, when I check the time for more mother bill don't come from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. This is 2022. That's so when I calculate and put that money there together in 4 years, 6 months, no matter bill don't take. How many schools that money they go build? They go even build a healthcare center. They go educate hundreds and thousands of people with that money. But yet still, then they talk about the quality education. Now here we see them. We see the Minister of Information and Communication, Edena 98.1. Khadija they ask us, say, why make you picking up go government school? He say, no, I choose them picking up go government school. He said, I choose for them picking up go government school. He said, he left to you. If you are put you picking private school, if you are put in government school. But now this minister, now they go sit down and ready to talk how this education gets quality, how this education don't benefit the learners them, how this education fine, I switch. Now they go sit down and ready to talk. When they say that let picking go, they say no, and picking they go. They say picking they go. Come on, Ibrahim, go ahead, man.
You know, it is sad. People's power. It is very, very sad for we nation. And you get, you know, all of these things, people do not even see them. Like, and they tell you one thing, when they see President Bio in Pekin, if you don't take them, then they run after him behind and back. So you will see thousands of Pekin and back. Then they behind and then they chase after people's power. We country is sad, oh. It really, really sad. Almost by them parliamentarian, them almost by the ministers, them where they picking, they actually they go na government school where they enjoy this free and quality education. Almost people's power. We got really sad. People know they actually kind of like even some of these things. They go and I guarantee you when they talk so today they go even begin to go back to history. Begin to say, oh, they were back now, so they're picking them the back in. You know, we really need to revive that country day back. It can be done. You know, so nothing. Or imagine the very teacher the way they teach. People's power, you don't talk over and over. The very teacher the way they teach at the private school them. Then they can't. They teach at the government school them. All waiting happen. The efficiency. Don't do anything. The efficiency. Don't say like they get special teacher them from space where they can't teach in a private school. No. That the very teacher the way they teach the government school and they go teach at the private school. But what they do, like they put more time, they pay them well, the teacher and they prepare well for the private school them, then they give their assignments them, then they focus. When they come back, then they check their work. Efficiency. Come on, guys. What's wrong for make we do this? But when they will tell you, you know, they go begin to complain, say, oh, the wage bill. Hey, Papa, that's in the way they tell me about wage bill, and you want slap us in.
You know, Kashi, it's sad. And Kashi, going back to that point we make earlier, where you talk about the fact, say, you know, the people for stand up. But it goes back, is this something we would advise Dr. Samora Kamara, who's the prospective, you know, our new president in 2023, say, Dr. Samora Kamara, the educational system, forget a total revamp. You know, these private schools, we have to find a way to just abolish private schools for now. Let we unify the country, bring people together, one common ground. Let everybody in Pekin go to the same school. Now they happen in Finland. Now they happen there. Finland no get private schools and this and that. The prime minister in Pekin, they attend the same schools. It happened. They can do them. Now they call real, you know, constitutional duties of a government. Make sure say them provide the education for picking them from all levels. Class not there. You know they divide people. Education system they like today. It is dividing people across. It don't bad off. From the 80s to the 90s, this particular term now it don't bad off. The days in the 80s, you get a choice. You go government school, or you get good education there. You not be bad off, bad. You go high primary school, you secondary school. You not be bad off, bad one. You know, because Cashbox, you talk about something where you say then teachers them across the country, and this nothing where I remember back way back million days. You know, where you transition from one environment to the other, and then you go now to secondary school. You go see the reality of what people they go through. There was a particular teacher, bro. All tell you take money on me hand. All tell me lunch and go take them because then they beat we forget money. You know, all those things. So it happen again, say in these times of the for certain and they still they happen where teachers they go and continue for harass people picking them. Especially like now, they say they don't stop for beat speaking in a school. Which if that's true, that's good. But now the teacher them get for survive. So then school their man and get for the gag. So teacher them get for they ask for small thing. Can we fault the teachers parenting there? And it goes back to how you go pay teacher 1.5 million. You'd expect the teacher for say you go for feeding family.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Ibrahim, times are hard in that country. You know, we see a video like a photo yesterday. You know, where like this lady is sleeping in here, and I left in bed. It's taking one bag rest. They sleep on top of the day whole nest. Ibrahim, we laughed about it, but trust me, times are really hard.
It is the reality of what is happening in the country. Now people in the cook, really people in the cook, you refresh for your neighbor not smell the scent. Because if you smell the scent, they can't beg you.
Yeah, Ibrahim, things are really hard for with people in another country, you know. It is very, very tough. But, you know, the problem is these people, and they find a way. You know, this is the reason we are for me, the opposition is so reckless to the extent that they don't give people a chance to make their decision. They are suppressing people for make decision, the right decision.
Absolutely.
Because Ibrahim, you and I, we operate based on information. We take decisions based on information.
Absolutely.
We did before. And these people, they be deprived from the knowing what's due to them. So as a result, they struggle to make decisions. President Bio is still out there lying to them. You know, Fatima Bio is still out there lying about a rape or whatever. You know, like the girl's child, you know, let's in the settle. I mean, they were rape this woman. You know, what they talk about it now, they are out there. But Ibrahim, who that's go able to make people and make decisions, informed decisions, who are going to make them make this decision? And this is the reason why we keep telling people, like the reason like people will go only make decisions based on what they know. And some of these things, what they know, it is all about what matter beyond the life of them. So man don't listen and think they say, what do you know is what you make decision on, Ibrahim. These people are starved. Then they kill them with anger. Then they starve them with information as well. Everywhere they go, then they starve them. Some people in life miserable, Ibrahim. It's really miserable. Like every side you turn, information when you forget, you know they get up. It's all you need to get up. Some people in life sorry.
That's pathetic. You know, Kashi, I think so we don't do well today. We don't remind them again. You know, with everything that is happening, and also you don't see the Macaulay situation. You know, we join with it to discuss as well. I saw it. Yeah. It's
imagine
we go into the 68.
We expect. Imagine this guy was interpreting what the law say about protest.
Yeah.
Then now when people like they talk about Africa. Ibrahim, and I got to slap us in one day for say, the West, no, I don't know what they do to me. What do I expect? Do I expect salon for better? Do I really expect salon for better? For make me, the investor, open your bang, they go put him money in a salon. For when you go take lawyer, you lock him up because it talk waiting then at the constitution, interpret waiting then at the constitution, you lock him up. Then I expect salon for better.
And if you understand, say,
shut up, please.
For any time they lock a lawyer up in any part of the world, the one world they know because they make news all over. And then it go unnecessary attention. And then these guys they talk about reputation, talk about good name. But Cashbox, I think say, you know, we don't stretch this conversation. We're only 1 hour 11 minutes. You know, if you want for closer up for me, you don't get much space. I got you. Hey, but I can't for so, but I don't need to make excuse now, bro. Hey, my brother, I excuse nothing now. Yeah, bro. Hey, this is the pay bills. Bro, do you have big, bro? Hey, let them see. They say they don't pull cash box now, also you're not paying rent. I can see when they dance. Yeah, they dance. They gladly they look. I guess where. We are there, excuse me. Yeah, but you know it's sad for we country, but we'll continue to give them historical perspective because waiting lacking a Sierra Leone cash box. How we talk now impunity. A lot of people don't do too many bad. We take people like Julius Spencer, them the 98.1 radio station, clandestine radio station, we make people lost their lives. Then reorder with Minister of Information. You take Inga Norman, we come and overthrow the first elected prime minister in our country as well as second because Albert Magai no vote for him, Magai at least. You know, but you know, Shaka Stevens, they overthrow him. The same Inga Norman, which SLPP do 30 years later, they can make a minister of internal affairs. We bring back the CDF, the Kamajo them. We bring the AFRC. We make the people like Ibrahim Bazi Kamara them. We don't start the war. We come now and defend their own rights as military because they take advantage of the military. And then go lock Sona jail for 45 years. But the other RUF guy, they would have been spokesperson. They don't free them all. They don't serve short sentences. What you do, you see, because former President Nkrumah in presidency, there is many ways we can look at her. It was very democratic. It gives these guys an opportunity to say, let's start a new slate. Let we start a new slate, but let's see. But brah, the communicator can see that fall. You must go rub on upper mind. You know why? You must go rub on upper mind. President Nkrumah give these guys. Hey, thank you. Now, communicator is a parable. You know, I did talk.
Well, it get too parable for fall. He say one fall we don't get better. Yeah, that against the breeze that they talk.
Hey, don't.
So I don't know who's why they talk.
Me, I always say that white fall. If you go, you must go inside for my bottle.
Yeah. He say when you praise that too much, they go inside for my bottle.
Yes, because that is what's happy with SLPP. Former President Nkrumah give them a clean slate. He say, you know what, we move towards a path of consolidating the peace in the country. If I can begin prosecute the people there, then they go see like for say because they get one language conjuring they use. Hey, bro, don't turn a new page. Let's move on now. This we don't pass or left arm. That is what make Salon the suffer today. Now I make SLPP come back. Marabio under no circumstances. But listen to God. For a man like a dandy where deep and 2 coups, he come back, he can be president. And all the coups they not be fruitful at all, Salon. Momo be they give we multi-party democracy. We be there about forget a fresh elections, forget new leader. AFRC, NPRC camp. Marabio come overthrow Momo. Momo give we commerce, College of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences. Now Momo Bila. They don't produce thousands of doctors in that country. Law school, we don't produce hundreds and thousands of lawyers them. Now Momo Bila. It give we the constitution, the 1991 constitution. Cashbox, we can go on and on this conversation. If you go stop. But these are the things. But history. Now, so they like a salon people on go check the history of 1964 to 1968. What happened at salon? Take to now the real from so Cashbox. You see the people all in Liberia now because of the bad laws well, but my guy be passed with Shaka Stevens come. He go after them. And me I support Shaka Stevens. Me I like Shaka Stevens, brah. And me I swear to God because they say go low, and go low, go high. Now lie, Michelle. In America I go work because institutions are here. So let people understand the institutions there we go take care of the way we go low. But in South Africa, institutions not there for take care of the way we go low. We don't go low, all go low. They all they come back up. They can't come like say again. But anyways, Kashi, if you want closer and closer for we were.
No, Ibrahim, for me, the only thing, Salon people, we know say they starve of information. Who that they give them this information? Where are they getting it from? Imagine somebody not getting for it, they go buy data for can listen to we. Like the radio stations, they don't capture them. Newspaper, they don't capture them. All man, they take 10 talk. All man, they afraid for talk. When some man want talk, when they want to criticize this government, they go always try for criticize the past back, just for make the thing they don't look like I say, for men they don't go lock them up. The country don't hear. Anyway, Brian,
sorry. Absolutely. Sarah, tell staff them. Everybody will suffer when I go to parliament. People say, yes, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, we just want to remind people them say the 2 days where they add now the registration.
Beautiful.
We actually it don't start today. People and they go now for register, make them go and do so not today no more and tomorrow. We get for register. So this means the registration all now 17 days. The first registration ever in the history of Salon democracy for make we register for 17 days. So make people then go out yonder and register. You will not be don't register yet. Go make you go register. Ibrahim, you go some center them this morning where me guys they don't visit a lot of centers there they meet the queue. That tells you people them still we no register yet. Then don't advantage a lot of people. We know so guys go out there and ensure say you go register this 17 days wouldn't give you. Thank you.
Thank you, People's Power. Very salient point. But Cashbox, that's another open kind of warm with People's Power open. So I don't believe say members of parliament go sit down. They're all silent. They not demand for their neck give the people at least 10 to 15 days more for register. Because we see the first 3-4 days of the registration process where they divide it into two. Because again, like how People's Power talking about 17 days, then give people them. Then divide it into two. Members of parliament will not expect say they go sit down. They allow neck for give 2 days to registration, but then go silent. Ying. But I'm not going to ask members of parliament Cashbox. I'll go look for Mami Modu or Pastor Lamina. Like go tell Palamina.
Yes. No, go tell Palamina. So we talk.
Yes.
We don't talk about parliament again.
No.
Wait never do Ibrahim.
No. Parliament in the end, they just sit down. Left them.
Yes.
Go to them, Mami don't dove court.
Yes.
Mami Kade really selfish.
What's the parliamentarian for do?
Nothing. Mami Kade really selfish. Let's go ask him. So let's go talk for we. We need 2 days. Yes.
My call me my mind. Mami Musu.
Mami Musu. Logo ask him. Pass or you grandpa and also. Mami Yankin. Logo ask Mami Yankin.
Logo ask him.
Let it come. Then go tell Mama Tana we connect.
Yes. Yeah, what you do with so.
Anyways, I think lots to learn. Lord, gonna move. Bye bye everybody.